Welcome to the Fortunate Events Podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Bennett, and this podcast explores how our education, careers, and life experiences intersect in unexpected ways. My journey has been filled with a number of really fortunate events. Many of these moments seem like challenges, but they ultimately led to growth and opportunities. Today's guest knows a thing or two about standing out in a crowd, both in life and in style. Adam Ross-Liebold, the founder of Adam Ross Custom, and the style expert better known online as the Suit Boss. Adam, thank you so much for agreeing to join me today.
Absolutely.
I know that you've styled Grammy-winning artists and football players and other athletes. Let's start from the beginning and how you got into menswear.
Sure. So, thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
And how I got started in menswear kind of fell on my lap.
Okay.
The job opportunity, and I ran with it, and I never looked back. So, I'm going on my 13th year now, and but I was fresh out of college, and my parents gifted me 2 suits for my graduation gift. All
Nice.
my buddies were going to Cabo and traveling the world. I got 2 Tommy Hilfiger suits, and they
Nice.
said, go find a job.
I love it.
So I went on the search, and I came across a custom clothier company and started working for them, and then the journey began.
Okay. So 13 years. What were you doing prior to the suit business?
Well, my very first job straight out of school was working for a subsidiary of Xerox called Dayhill.
Okay.
So I was selling copiers and printers.
Sounds very fun.
Right. Kind of why I left the business. Shout out to the guys still over there.
Yes, but sales. So you have experience with sales then, which obviously plays into this.
That is the best, one of the best places to learn proper sales, door-to-door sales, and
Okay.
is the copier business for sure.
Do you still have those Tommy Hilfiger suits?
I do not. I don't even know where. I've donated a lot of clothes, and then throughout the years, new clothiers that come on board that we'll hire that don't have, suits, I'll end up donating them and getting them dressed up with some of their suits. But no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know where those
That's
are.
okay. There's still some things I come across online. I'm like, where is that dress?
Right.
I miss that dress. Well, what about the process of launching a business? Maybe walk me through that. What were those early days like of getting started?
Sure. One, definitely not for the weak. I remember it was probably middle of 2019. I had gotten to a point in my career of custom clothing that I knew and I say this in the most humble and non-boisterous way, but I was good. I knew how to drive business. I knew the product. I knew what I was talking about. And my girlfriend at the time, who is now my wife,
Oh, we love it.
And-
Good love story.
and business partner. She helped me run the business and build the business, and she's still a part of it. She turned to me and she said, you should think about doing this yourself. And any guy listening to this out there, when your partner supports you and kind of really lights that fire underneath you, that really will do powerful stuff for you. And so I was off to the races. But I didn't have any capital.
Okay.
So I'm just,
It's all coming out of your pocket at this point.
I just had the idea, really. And then finally one day I had put a jacket on a gentleman that had a couple bad experiences. I believe his story was, he had an odd body type and, not your off the rack body type.
Yeah.
The guy needed custom clothing. And I threw a jacket on him first time, no alterations. He's like, man, why aren't you doing this yourself? I was like, capital.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I got a lot of that, and I'd love to help you get started. And so the team that I had, my investors, and
Okay.
that I started up with, and they're fantastic human beings, and they're really the booster to the rocket.
I
So,
love it. Well, very cool. That might be something that people don't know. They have a business idea, don't have the money to do it, so they can look for investors to help support the start of their business.
For sure.
Where would you recommend someone goes for something like that? I guess it sounds like it's someone you already knew.
For sure. It was somebody that I knew pretty well for years. And then in regards to giving people advice, be a clothier. You get to meet some of the wealthiest people in the city.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you want to go that route, no, something that I had found very valuable to the job itself as being a clothier. It's not just a person that's taking measurements and suiting people up. It's relationship building, the networking, and that's what really intrigued me to get into this business because my mentor, Christian, who is now in Miami, he has a beautiful storefront down there.
Nice.
Some would say he's my competitor now, right? But I always look at him as a mentor. But
That's great.
At the end of the day, I had watched him work with, some of the biggest businessmen in the city, the coolest athletes, and some of these big time celebs. And I was like, man, what a fun life that was.
Yeah, it does look fun. I mean, following you online on social, it does look like every day is an adventure.
It's definitely not boring at Adam Ross Custom, I'll say that. And we're blessed for that.
Yeah.
So
and you've worked with some big names yourself. Paul Wall,
Paul.
Houston legend.
My man, yes.
Jeremy Pena, I saw him recently. And a few others. So do you have any cool stories that you're allowed to share about any of your well-known guests?
So my favorite story that nobody really knows yet is it involves Paul Wall.
Okay.
My wife, we're in the hospital. We just had our baby, little Adam, or Adam Ross Leibold Jr. and AJ, little Adam, big Adam. We're still trying to figure out what name we want.
You're trying to figure out whose name fits with what.
So I had taken off work, and of course I was in the hospital with her, and the baby was born. I'm posting online, and I guess Paul saw it, and next morning, I think it was like 8 a.m., 9 a.m. in the morning, I see Paul Wall calling my phone.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'm exhausted. April's exhausted. We're wiped. We were up all night. And so I answer. I'm like, hey, Paul, what's going on, buddy? And he goes, hey, man, did you have that? You have that baby? And I was like, yeah. I'm sitting right next to April and little Adam right now. He goes, hey, do me a favor. Put me on speakerphone and put me up to the baby.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I was like, oh, okay.
Like Paul Wall's calling my son. This is.
And I kid you not. I was like, hey, April, and I got Paul on speakerphone, and Paul, I got you on speakerphone, buddy. And he goes, what it do, baby? So little Adam's very first phone call was Paul Wall saying, what it do, baby?
That is
I
iconic.
cannot wait to tell him that when he's older.
And y'all need to record that too. Have him record it. Or did you record it on your phone?
We're doing it right now.
Yeah, exactly. We need to have Paul Wall come and record that. Paul, if you're listening. Well, I love that. That's super fun. How did y'all meet? Did y'all meet through social media?
Social media.
It's just so powerful, the ways you can connect with people.
I was a huge fan prior to, I just loved his music. He always had a very positive, not too many cuss words, just go-getter, hard work, hustler.
Family man.
Yeah, family man, the people's champ, man of the
Exactly.
people. And I liked that mentality.
Yeah.
And so I started reaching out to him, and I'd say it was about, a couple years it took me. Because I'm sure these guys I know now that I'm in the business so long, they're getting hit up all the time from designers and what's special about me, right?
Yeah,
And
well, something, the fact that y'all connected and he liked your work and now he's a client.
That's right. I had posted a picture of a purple jacket, a sports jacket, and I tagged him in it and I said, hey, your jacket's here. It wasn't his jacket. And then I got little fire emojis and we connected from there.
That's
and
so
the rest
fun.
is history. And yeah.
Well, that's how I connected with you. I approached you online through the custom home builder that I was working with full time at that point.
That's right.
About a golf tournament. And 'cause I saw your online presence and thought you had beautiful suits and you had a great personality and might want to be involved. So I'm so thankful that you responded to mine.
Oh, thank you.
To my DM. And now we have, a friendship. So you've built a strong following as the suit boss. Do people see you and recognize you, like in the street? And how have you seen social media play out past the online world?
I'm definitely no Beyonce.
No,
like
but
that.
she's from Houston.
What I'm saying is I could walk down the street and I'm fine.
Okay.
But if I go to a networking event, I'll get spotted out because
Yeah.
I'm probably in a neon blue suit or something crazy.
Yep.
But I do that on purpose.
You got to show off the brand.
Exactly.
How
That's
has
the only reason why they'll point me out.
Well, you have kind of your calling card or your signature, and so that is something that sets you apart.
Yes, ma'am.
How else has social media helped shape your brand and grow your business? Do you have any other successful clients? I mean, that's a pretty big win to have Paul Wall find you through social. Do you find that a lot? Do you get a lot of business through social?
I would say there's a very good amount of.
Okay.
Now, my belief with social media is essentially your resume, but in picture form. When I have somebody interview here, I don't go look on their LinkedIn. I go to their Instagram,
Yeah,
their
okay.
Facebook, and I go stalk them, and just to see if anything that I don't like pops up, then that's a red flag, right? But
Yeah.
I do. To answer your question, yes, we've had just a really good outpour of great clients, great athletes, great celebrities, and yeah.
What advice would you give to other entrepreneurs who want to build the same kind of following that you've built? I know it takes time and effort, but do you have any other advice on just some things that you've done that worked for you?
Grow thick skin.
Okay. That's a good, I mean,
that is like
in any profession, I know, because for me, I'm a people pleaser a little bit and get sensitive. And
well, so I came from being an individual salesperson for what? We're going on our 5th year. So prior to that, so we're looking at let's just say 9 years, 10 years, I was an individual salesperson. And I just thought me. And then when you become a business owner, you have to think of others over you. And that was a difficult change for me.
Okay.
I remember that. And then it all falls back on you. So if any issue, all the good and the bad.
Yep.
So that's where that thick skin comes in, because I used to be a yes guy all the time. Yeah, I got it.
Yes.
I've definitely learned how to say no.
Okay. So that's great advice. One thing for this podcast is it's for my graduate program. I know I mentioned that at the University of Houston, Clear Lake. And I have a, monthly check-in or sometimes bi-weekly check-in with my lead professor. So some things that she has offered me are suggestions on how just to make the podcast also applicable for the students who are listening. Sure. So if you are hiring, someone fresh out of college or someone who doesn't have experience in the field, what kind of things are you looking for your team?
Well, the first thing that I look for, I don't necessarily need experience. I need somebody that has the will and the grit to get up and just get to work. Mm-hmm. And if you have that, you're not lazy, then I can work with you. Okay. But to give you an example, students listening, if you want to get into sales, I suggest you go knock doors for a year. Yeah. And then come interview at Adam Ross Custom.
That's great advice. And because, it's kind of considered an old school tactic, the door-to-door salesperson, but obviously has some very good benefits and things that you learn.
And how to deal with it.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sure you get door slammed all the time in your face.
What knowledge? You get so much powerful knowledge from that. And then the dream of the yes after 1,000 no's.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Well, thank you. I think that will be beneficial for the students listening. And also, just to give you a little bit more background, some of this you don't know much about me. You know some about me, but not a lot. So I mentioned I started this podcast as part of my graduate program. And this podcast is the final thing I need to walk the stage in December.
Come on.
So this is the last thing I have. And I wanted to go this route because my clients, they're very interested in doing their own podcast or being a guest on other podcasts. I took a podcast class, I guess about a year ago now, and continued it on after that class because I enjoyed it. I was able to kind of replicate it. I was, able to manage it myself. So it just felt like the right thing. But I know that podcasts are something that you see a lot of businesses doing now. They're kind of popping up all over the place. But the nice thing about this is I was able to have professionals and mentors kind of guide me in the process. I met with someone who has their own podcast and was able to get some tips and advice from them.
For sure.
So that was really fun. But the premise behind the name Fortunate Events, it started because I've been through a number of challenges in my life. I got pregnant at 18 after high school.
Yes, ma'am.
And was supposed to go off to A&M and ended up not doing that.
Plans changed. Plans changed.
And my son is now 19 years old. Everyone who meets me is just shocked because I don't look like I have a 19-year-old, and I get that.
Sure.
But that is something that, started as a challenge of being a young teen mom. But I knew that I, had goals, and I wanted to have a career and wanted to continue to go to school. So I like to kind of highlight challenges in people's past, talk about them, talk about how they overcame them, because that can also provide hope to someone else who maybe is going through a similar situation. What's one moment in your career or personal life that didn't go as planned? So maybe started out as an unfortunate event, but then you were able to turn that into something fortunate. Do you have your own fortunate event moment?
Well, we started the company January 1st, 2020.
Oh, during COVID or right before COVID.
I import fabrics from Italy, England, and France. Those countries shut down before
no.
we did here in Texas. And so for a good 8 months there, we didn't sell anything.
Oh my gosh.
We were completely shut down. But the fortunate side of that, though, was I got to sit behind the computer, talk to all Zoom, all the countries in the freaking world, pretty much, talking different suppliers, different manufacturing. I got a lot of R&D done during that time.
Okay.
A lot of marketing and branding I started to dabble in. But then when the world opened back up, all that information came flooding back, and I used, a lot of that information for my business, even still today, that I had found while I wasn't selling clothing during that little lull of 2020. I was watching other suit businesses declare bankruptcy.
Oh no.
And we were able to kind of float and stick around and build.
God had a better plan for you.
And actually we pivoted. I was working with a tailor that I don't work with anymore currently. And him and I were both out of a job.
Okay.
And so we decided to reach out to a lot of our clients and say, hey, why don't we just didn't you want your entire closet altered to fit you appropriately? And so did like an email blast to a lot of our guys, a lot of phone calls and text messages, and some of them, were liking that idea. Well, so we did that for about, 6-7 months to get some cash flow going.
Okay.
And then, and then the world started opening back up, and then we were able to make suits again.
I love that. I think COVID really did test grit of a lot of people and work ethic, and, made people think outside the box on how to continue their business or their, projects while everything was shut down. I actually have an example of something that the home builder I was with at the time, Perry Homes. I'm not sure if you've heard of them. They're a large Texas builder. I talk about them a lot because I have a lot of gratitude for them because I was with them for 6 years and met my current business partner, Carrie Infante, at Perry Homes. So we work for the marketing agency, and now we have several clients, including other builders. But something that happened was, we were doing a lot of traditional marketing at that point for Perry, and also some digital, but more traditional, like flyers and billboards and signage. So something that we really stepped up during COVID was each of the marketing managers went out into the field. They would kind of coordinate it to make sure no one else was in the house, which is so extreme. But we would go and record a video tour on our phone and do like a walkthrough tour, a video tour there, posted it online. And within, I think, like 12 hours, an interested buyer saw the home, made an appointment, and contracted on it within like 3 days.
Wow. There you go.
So we were able to tie a direct, marketing strategy during COVID to an actual sale, which is the dream state, the end goal of all marketing, of course, is to have that conversion to a sale. So I thought that was such a cool thing to be involved with and to test out and, just see how we're kind of breaking the barriers during that time. So that was fun. I want to ask you one more question before we hit the rapid fire, and then we'll wrap up.
Sure.
You mentioned marketing. Tell me a little bit about how marketing plays a role in your business operations. Do you have a dedicated team, or do you do a lot of the own marketing? Tell me a little bit about that.
I think because we are a smaller business, we just got onto our 5th year, and
congrats.
Thank you. And everybody plays a role here in marketing and sales in their own way. I mean, even from front desk to the director of operations to my wife to the actual sales team.
Okay.
Because I believe they all go hand in hand. But I went to school for marketing. I got my degree in marketing.
I don't think I remembered that. So you have a marketing degree.
I have a marketing degree.
I mean, it's obviously played out well here.
I wish I remembered half the stuff that I was supposed to learn, but I did take away a couple good things. And when I got into this business, there's a lot of, and I can't give away all my secrets.
No, just maybe one little secret.
Have other people sell for you.
Okay.
Not just sales people, but other like
ambassadors kind of thing. Okay.
So
companies.
On brand companies.
Okay.
Meaning, I was able to think outside the box versus just, your normal custom clothier salesperson is kind of just thinking, hey, let me sell one suit to this one person and let me get them this and let me get them that. I thought a little bit more openly and was like, hey, let me walk into a Mercedes-Benz dealership and let me talk to the GM and see if I could strike a deal to where every time that they drive a new Mercedes-Benz off the lot, they have a gift certificate with my name on it.
That's smart. And that's that marketing mindset.
You start doing that over and over and over and over. The sales, like, they just start coming in versus you having to make those hard sit behind the phone. Because I used to make 100 phone calls a day. When I got into sales, we still had yellow pages around.
Oh my gosh.
And half, like I brought up yellow pages the other day.
In a landline, I'm sure.
To what, a 20-year-old, and they were like, what's that?
That's crazy.
What? And yeah, we would just have to literally go through A to Z, make phone calls, try to, sell copiers and printers. But from there now, all these tools that we have really make it a whole lot easier. I mean, with the rise of AI, I'm sitting back for the show. I can't wait to see what it really does for these businesses. I know a lot of people are like, oh no, you're going to lose jobs. I actually think it's going to create more jobs.
Okay.
In different facets and different ways. And the marketing and AI in sales, AI has just been pretty interesting as far as taking a lot of the work off the plate.
Yeah. I love AI. I'm looking at it right now on my computer.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I use it a lot to help prep for the podcast.
Sure.
I'll put my ideas in and, notes, and then it just organizes it to this beautiful outline that it's easy to read and follow. So I was telling Carrie yesterday that I, used to take like 30 minutes to an hour to rewrite my own notes, because I would take notes from meetings. It would be a jumbled mess, and I would manually go and update them. And now it's a 5-minute process. So I've saved myself an hour, a little less than an hour of time. So
I still, hold on, let me see if I can. I'm so old school. I have a little leather bound notepad.
Okay.
That I got my to-do list.
Yeah.
Still, so I write them out physically every day just so that I could check them off.
Well, that's good. I know I'm still kind of in between the hard copy handwriting, the note handwriting, the AI. Like, I'm kind of all over the place, but
I forget where I read or watched. I think I watched something along the lines of handwriting and learning just go hand in hand. But nowadays, like, it's more typing.
Yeah.
And so people are not memorizing as well. And they're not picking up and retaining things.
So true.
When we got in trouble in school, you had to go up to the chalkboard and write 50 sentences over and over. And guess what you did not do after that?
Yeah.
You didn't do what you wrote.
I know.
You didn't clog the toilets in the main bathroom.
I will not shoot spitballs out in the cafeteria.
And we were just joking about this with my family the other day. My dad, if the internet goes out, we're all screwed.
Yeah.
We're screwed.
And we've noticed that
belief.
when we've had these large blackouts recently too.
If we don't have a GPS, nobody knows how to even get to McDonald's.
Me.
Right?
I live on my GPS.
Straight up.
I've lived in the Houston area for 38 years, and I still have to use it everywhere I go.
So I started driving out in Katy, Texas, and off Mason Road, there was this driving school. And I remember my dad used to, when I finally got my driver's license, he knew where we were going to go, and he'd go print out MapQuests.
I remember
And
doing that.
We would have them in the car. I had a MapQuest folder in between the seat of like the locations that I went. It was pretty
That's funny. My dad used to love, Texas Hill Country area, and so he would have the huge map books in his truck, and he still has them just for old time's sake, I guess.
That's the way to go. Hey, watch. You might need those here.
Well, exactly. And he knows where to go. He can pull up his map and, he doesn't need his GPS. I do, but that's fine. Okay. A few rapid fire questions and we'll wrap this up. Favorite suit fabric right now?
Skobal. And Skobal has been off Savile Row. It's an English mill. They've been doing it for generations upon generations. And when I tell you that they build absolute tanks of durable fabrics. I mean, I still have my very first custom made suit that was a Skobal.
Nice.
And I must have worn that 52 times a year for the first once a week for the first 4 years.
You gotta get your money's worth.
And I still have it, and it still looks beautiful to this day. So that just says something about the fabric itself. But yeah.
I love that. What's a style mistake that you see too often?
The walk in for the NBA.
Okay. Yeah.
These guys are walking in wedding dresses.
Oh, gosh.
And it's absolutely embarrassing.
Yes.
So coaches, please come see me.
Yes.
And bring all
the
supposed
Houston.
to be professionals. Dress like them.
Who are some of your favorites that you've seen with the walk-in outfits? Favorite
The guys
athletes
that are dressed in Adam
that
Ross.
are wearing Adam Ross. Well, you want to name a couple? I know we've talked about a few.
My boy Jay Reed, Justin Reed, love
Okay.
you, man. He's always a big supporter of mine. Thomas Booker, he just Philadelphia Eagle, who just won the Super Bowl last year. Jeremy Pena, shout out Houston Astros, All-Star Weekend, walking the red carpet, and Adam Ross.
So fun.
And even shouted us out. Thank you for the love, buddy. And those are some of the guys.
What's one thing every man should own?
A black suit.
Okay. A dream client to style. Who's your ideal dream client that you'd like to style here at Adam Ross?
Well, he just moved to Houston, and that would be Curtis Jackson.
Okay. I was like better known as 50
Better
Cent.
known as 50 Cent.
I didn't realize he was here in Houston.
Is
he neighbors with Drake?
Yeah, right. I don't know of that.
Are they friends?
But I see Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent, in way more suits than I do Drake. So
Yeah,
I'd like to talk to 50 as soon as possible.
50, you hear that? We love your music too.
There we go. Yes, we do.
Adam, thank you so much for being here, or for letting me be here in your beautiful office. You've really created something unique, built on trust, and you have a huge following to show, how all of your hard work has paid off. So congratulations on the 5 years in business. Congratulations on all the amazing partnerships that you've made. And I'm just looking forward to watching you continue to grow.
Well, thank you, Jessica. We appreciate you coming in today, and it's always a blast to see you. And we have a little bit of you in our backyard at all times from the gift that you gave us for little Adam. We appreciate that.
The duck.
The floatable ducky in our pool that he loves so much.
I love that. I'll have to throw that up on social on my page.
He's going through animals and colors right now, and it's called the quack quack.
Oh, hey, that's
Instead
he's
of the
learning
duck.
noises, so that's great.
If I ask him to say duck, he does not say that. He says the other word. And
So we don't want to reinforce that behavior.
That's what he's doing.
It happens. Well, that's a wrap for this episode. Again, thank you so much. I'll link all of your socials and your website on this podcast. It'll be featured on Spotify. It'll be Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube.
All right. If you're looking to get custom made, I'm specifically local to Houston, Texas. Come on and see me. I need about 6 weeks prior to get you straight. And we would love to work with you. You could visit us on our website, www.adamrosscustom.com, and or give us a call at 713-221-4217, and hit us up on all the social medias. Like you had said, my personal is Adam Ross, the Suit Boss, and then the company's page is at Adam Ross Custom. And we hope to see you in the shop soon.
Absolutely. And I mentioned my son. He is 6'5", So I
That's
will
right.
definitely be bringing him for his first custom suit in a year or two when he graduates college.
That's
Probably
right.
2 or 3 years, but we're going to make our way in here.
Yes, ma'am. Well, we can't wait for that day.
Yes. Well, thanks again. And until next time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.